Good evening. My name is John, and this is the Homestead Diary. Well, today's the first day of the heat wave that everybody was talking about, and pretty intense. We hit 93 here. It's down to 91, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening, so it's not going to get that cool. I think we'll have the AC running all night, because that's just the way it is sometimes. But we spent the morning doing some wood. One of the neighbors took down a gum tree, huge old tree in their front yard. It had been dying. They were worried about it hitting their house. And so they, actually the power company, because it was near power line, power company came and dropped it for them free of charge, which is awesome. And they burned some wood, but they don't burn a huge amount. And they said, would you please come get some? And so we now have a pile, probably about a cord of wood. Got to do a bit of splitting, but not a whole lot. I've never split this particular species of wood before, so maybe it's gonna suck, maybe it won't. Maybe we'll have access to a splitter, maybe we won't. We'll see. Either way, we'll figure it out because it's gonna keep us warm. So, yeah, just gotta figure out what we're gonna have for supper this evening. Really no idea. Got freezers full of food, pantry full of food. We're in good shape, we have what we need. And we're trying to grow as much as possible. Been eating a lot of rice, been eating a lot of nachos, that sort of thing. I don't know. We like going out to eat from time to time, but most of the restaurants, the food is lousy. And we can cook better than most chefs in these restaurants. Because we're not going 5-star. I ain't paying no $50 for a plate of whatever, because it may be good, but it's never worth it. I can feed the whole family for less than that, just as good food. Well, shoot, I can spend $10 and feed the family that good at home. So, whatever. I'm just kind of rambling along because I don't really have an agenda tonight. Just talking. Been inside this afternoon doing insulation. The walls are 2x8, and the person who insulated the walls, who shall remain nameless, decided to use R19 insulation, which is the insulation that they used to use for 2x6 construction. They now use R21 as more the standard. And they didn't even really cut it to fit the spaces. They just crammed it in there. And so you got a 10-inch wide space, and they crammed 14.5-inch wide insulation in there. And so it's just kind of all jacked up. And so in a way it's good because I've got extra insulation to work with, and so I'm not only cutting a section off so that it actually fits the space, because they say fluff, don't stuff, but then I can use the extra and create an additional second layer about 1.5 to 2 inches thick to make up that additional, what should have been R25 and is actually R19. And so when it's all said and done, we should have a nice tight house, but it's going to take a while. This is the first bit of the insulation project that I've been working on, and the insulation is maybe 5 years old. And as you can hear from my voice, the older insulation gets, the more it disintegrates. It's really weird. It's like fresh insulation, while it isn't fun to work with, tends to stick together. And you give it 6 months or a year and it starts to deteriorate, and heaven help you if you get into an old single wide or something that's 40 years old and the insulation is just nasty, flying everywhere. You better be wearing some sort of a dust mask because that stuff will tear you up. But anyway, that's what is going on today at the homestead. Had a nice little swim today. We've got a little pool and all that. And I know some of you all have seen our lifeguard chair. You can kind of see it off in the distance there. It's this massive thing. They were building some Dollar Mart, something or other, nearby, and they got all kinds of pallets. And the guy who said we can have the pallet had no idea what had come on it, but he's just like, get this thing out of here. The pallet itself probably weighs, 100, 120 pounds. And we just hooked up some 4x4s to it and put some bolts in it and stood it up. And so now we've got this 4-foot tall, at the seat, chair, which is really cool because, whoever wants to can just kind of hang out there and observe. And so what we need is about 20 of those, so we can have a deck all the way around the pool. That would be sweet. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Hope you all have a blessed day.